Hello everyone and welcome to prompt number 124. Today I'm going to try to avoid gore. Ha! It rhymed and also a very true statement. Okay, our prompt or prompts are what's under your bed, hieroglyph, and dolphin. My bed is empty, but here we go. So I wasn't kidding when I said under my bed is completely empty because it is. There's not a single thing under there, just some dust bunnies. So I do play around with dust bunnies later on, but at first I thought I would just jump into a completely different idea that isn't what's actually under my bed because like I said, there's nothing under my bed. So my first idea was having just a regular bed with a trap door sort of thing under it and a dolphin poking out from under the bed. And it was just going to be this really basic looking bedroom scene, but just something silly about it. But then I moved on to, like I said, the dust bunnies. So I drew a under bed and I drew this all off camera. So please excuse me, I'm a big old dum-dum. But basically what I drew is borderline ant illustration, but with a few really cute dust bunnies, a dolphin plushie, crayon, and basically just dust bunnies living their life under a bed. And that was it for these sketches. I wasn't really sold on any of these ideas that I came up with, but as I thought about it, I thought about having a very simple illustration of just a bed and then having what was under the bed a creature. You know how I always end up drawing those black figure creature things? They're like blobs. So my original idea was going to be having different kinds of beds, like a race car bed and a princess bed, a normal bed, different kinds of beds with different items and different creatures coming out from under them. What I ended up doing was I started off with a water bed because I thought a water bed would be really interesting. It's different. Who has water beds? That was like a 90s thing. Comment down below if you or somebody you know has a waterbed these days. So I started off with a waterbed and then I thought, you know, it'd be really cute if a dolphin had a waterbed because get it? Dolphins, waterbeds. So I just drew this really simple and cute and silly humanoid dolphin creature being freaked out by this creature coming out from under its bed. It threw the pillow at it. It doesn't know what to do. The hieroglyph prompt is on the shackle of this creature. I really wasn't sure where to put the hieroglyphs, and I just thought putting a weird shackle on this creature might be a cute, or not cute, but interesting story, especially as I go on with the other illustrations. So the second illustration is I thought it would be cute to have a dog bed. So you don't normally think what's under your bed, you don't think what's under the dog bed. So I drew a dog bed with a dog on it, and there's like chew toys going around as it gets picked up by this creature. The creature is just running around. And again, this creature has a shackle on its leg. Now, as far as the story goes with the shackle, I'm really not sure, but I do have a little something. But really quick, let's go over our last illustration. So because I did a dog bed and I thought that was kind of silly because it wasn't quite a bed, but technically, yes, it is a bed. I thought, what's something that's kind of like an English phrase that uses bed, but it's not actually like a bed people sleep on? So I thought like a bed of food. When you cook or put things together, you put like a layer of something, which can be called a bed. So I drew a dish. It's basically just a ham on a bed of lettuce. And as simple and weird and random as it is, this ham piece is actually my favorite out of all three of these. It's just so simple and colorful and cute. It makes no sense. It's a ham on a plate with a creature under it. What is happening here? I don't know, but there it is. So I had all three of my creatures inked and ready to go, and it was time to start coloring them. And usually when I get down to the coloring, because all the thought process goes into sketching, coming up with an idea, and making sure I put all of my energy into inking something so I don't mess it up. I could then just kind of color it and focus on my thoughts, I guess, which is usually when I start thinking of a story. So for this illustration, I was thinking about these little creatures and what they do. Like, why are these creatures going under people's beds and I guess stealing them? And as a creature that probably isn't fluent in English, I wonder if they ever do get confused by something like a bed of lettuce. Maybe they're sort of like a tooth fairy where they come into our world and they have a mission like collecting something, not like teeth obviously because they aren't teeth fairies, but they do something in relation to going to people's beds and going under them. So our first creature, they go to the waterbed. Goal, they get what they were doing or stealing, or I don't know what they're doing. But I decided to make the shackle on this creature gold because he's, I don't know, maybe he gets paid more or he knows what he's doing. He's more experienced in this job situation. Our second creature has a bronze. Oh, and I just realized I messed this up. Bronze is actually third place. I got really confused and thought it was second place because it's close looking to gold. Whoops. Well, let's pretend bronze means second place. So this creature, he has a little bit of experience. He's not a complete professional like the first guy. He was able to grab a bed, but it's not the right bed. It's not a human bed, which I think is probably what they are looking for. A dog bed isn't quite cutting it, but at least he got a bed, right? And our third guy, he's a newbie. This is his first day on the job. He heard a human call something a bed. What they meant was a bed of lettuce. So this guy steals this platter of ham, and this is why he's a newbie, and this is why I was gonna say his shackle's silver, but bronze is lower than silver, so whoops. So why are they stealing things? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas as to why these little guys are stealing beds or under beds. And which three of these illustrations is your favorite? Here's a poll. I like the ham one. Like I said, it's just colorful and simple and silly, so I like it. Even though this prompt is a little bit more on the simple side, I felt like it was missing something, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. This is more of a character design prompt, so I wasn't super concerned about making a full illustration with the background and all of that. But I did feel like it was missing something like a simple circle in the background that I do sometimes just to break that plain white background, but I just wasn't sure. I had a lot of struggles, I think, picking the colors for some of these illustrations. The ham one was perfect, and I love it, and I didn't struggle with it, but especially the dog one, I had a lot of struggles picking colors. I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So if I was going to put a circle in the background, I really didn't know what I was going to do. So in the end, I did decide, obviously, just to leave it as a plain white background piece of paper. And that is where we are at with that. At least I can still say the dragon and tombstone is still the worst one yet. Well, good luck with this prompt. Let's see what you guys did for last week's prompts in the end card. Last week's prompt was someone full of joy, and you guys had such a variety of what you thought that meant. It was a lot of fun scrolling through these. Our first featured artist is Galaxy's Gallery, who has these cute little kids playing a game and winning. So obviously they are full of joy. I just love the use of color in this one. The kids closer to the viewer are darker, they're blue, and our focus on the game is bright and yellow, and I love that. So full of energy and happy and full of joy. Our second featured artist is Puppy Chow PNG. I just love how bright and colorful this illustration is. That alone is enough to fill me with joy. And it is a little gory, which I gotta say, I'm into. It's just so silly and weird and interesting. I just love your use of transparencies, and everything about this is just a fun illustration. So thank you guys so much for joining in, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!